What was it? Tip of the
tongue to teeth of the lips. It's kind of like my,
Somehow that seems to be the start of every podcast.
I know. Actually, like three of them. Yeah, three of them. You just hit record and I go tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.
Hell yeah. I'm not even on.
There we go. All right. Matt, right?
Tip of
That
the
is
tongue.
correct.
Matt.
How do you
Well,
tighten these bad boys up?
you
Can't
don't.
tighten them.
You don't.
Yeah. So you're just gonna have to suffer like we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Every
opposite.
person that comes in here says the same thing.
Yeah. If you wear it on the crown, it stays put. But all right, so it's Matt, right?
It is Matt.
All right, man.
Matt.
Well, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us your
Tell us about
age,
yourself.
where you work, what you do, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Make sure you're talking about a fist away from the mic. There you go.
Okay.
There you
yeah,
go.
there we go.
I love how he fisted it.
We gotta get more guys in here just to do that. That was funny. That just happened on its own.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Glad we got
that's-
that on camera.
Yeah, that's all the good stuff.
Was that like a
Yeah.
natural
That's-
thing for
yeah,
you?
it was
Like,
a great,
Duh.
perfect clip. So yeah, man, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, man. I'm 29. Just turned 29 June 1st. So
Nice.
freshly 29. About to be the dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
My buddy just turned 30, so I was like, I don't know what advice to give you, dude. I haven't been there yet, but
Right.
And then I moved here from Colorado most recently.
What part?
I was in Estes Park, Colorado.
I was in Colorado Springs for a while.
Is that where you're
Okay.
from?
That's not. I'm originally from Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
So I moved from Nebraska to Arizona, from Arizona to Colorado, from Colorado to here.
All right, cool.
So
cool.
and that brings us to now. But yeah, currently I am working part time at Jekyll and Hyde Brewery. Do I say the names of
Yeah,
the
that's
breweries?
fine,
Yeah,
that's fine,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
You were good.
No
yeah,
one's-
so I bartend there. And
like
then
do you? You're not a waiter. You're a bartender. So
I pick up both.
both.
So yeah, just to make some extra money on the side. But
Okay.
I just got a new job with an automation company. It's like a servicing company. So we go in and I'm just a biotech. I go in, I make sure everything's running properly, see what the problems are, fix them. It's all like crane technology and an industrial distribution site, mainly beverages. So I only work with beer basically because I bartend, and then I
Yeah.
go and basically make sure a machine does what guys used to do on forklifts.
Oh,
So-
cool. So, is that something that you did in Colorado? Like, what'd you do in Colorado?
No, actually completely different. When I was in Colorado, I was working at Rocky Mountain National Park. So,
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Nice.
so
yeah.
I was on the
Yeah, I kind of
vegetation
get.
crew.
I get that vibe from you, man. Like, if you look at pictures of me when
Wilderness
I lived in,
vibes.
when I worked in or when I lived in Colorado, like I had a whole different style. Very kind of like mountain man look. Always having like the zip off hiking pants and wearing hiking shoes, and now I'm just like
The zip at the knees.
At the knees?
At the
Remember when
knees,
that-
man. Yeah, because you
Those
never
were
know.
great,
Like
dude.
you could get stuck up there. And you're like,
I
"Oh,
swear
well,
to God, I'd go back to wearing those now.
Well, I mean, we all have our fashion.
Yeah. Well,
No, they are cool. All right, so
They're coming back.
they are
I just
coming
lost
back.
I
the-
see them more.
really?
Yeah.
See, I told you.
In Colorado, especially, like while I was there, I was like, oh, but like it used to be like a guy thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like girls.
Yeah.
Seems like
So
more of
I
a
feel
girl
like-
thing, but it is very convenient.
I mean, I also see a lot of females out there like hiking in leggings, and I'm like, if I ever see a guy hiking in leggings, I know he's not really hiking. I don't know what he's doing.
Have you seen that?
I've seen some men.
I feel like I've
wear
seen some
like the jeggings or
yeah.
whatever they're called. Yeah, they're pretty weird.
power
But-
walkers.
all right, so we're called That Stupid Dating Show, and you as a 29-year-old bartender here in the southern point of Charlotte, how's the dating going?
So I've actually like recently. So when I was in Colorado, I kind of went in like manifesting, like, oh, like I'm getting out of Arizona, just graduated college. I'm ready to like manifest, my person. So I was like, I'm gonna go find this girl at Rocky Mountain National Park while I'm working there. And so I met my girlfriend Alana.
Yeah.
Currently, it's been a fucking journey. So.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were there, we were just like, all right, like, yeah, this is just a fling, because afterwards we're going our separate directions. I was planning on going back to AZ. She's from Pittsburgh. And then things changed, and I was like, I kind of want to go to the East Coast, so I wound up in North Carolina. little bit closer to her, but it's still distance.
So she lives in Pittsburgh?
She's up in Pittsburgh. I helped
Okay.
her like move in and everything, and then I cruised down here, and I'm staying with my brother-in-law and sister right now. So,
Yeah.
You maybe said this before. Why did you come to North Carolina?
my brother-in-law and my sister live here, and they just had my niece, and so they've just been kind of like on an island out here by themselves. And every time I've come to visit, I was like, dude, this place is sweet. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I like
just
Belmont.
wanted to,
Yeah.
I wanted to actually like take some time here and see if this is a place that I could see myself being more permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
So how does the long distance work from, I mean, Pittsburgh's only like, what, 8 hours away?
yeah.
Yeah. So how does that work for you and Alana?
We go back and forth. Like
Okay.
it's like definitely like a back and forth thing. Like she came and saw me back in January, and that was like our like going away hangout. Like she just wanted to see how I was down here before she got like her job going, before I got my job going. So she came and visited, and then she went back, and we were like, all right, bye forever. And then like 2 months later, I was like, I was out like on my first job, and I fly in to a spot, and I just like had a text from her, and she was like, hey, like, would you be cool if I called you? And she was just like, hey, like, I think I want to try this.
Oh,
so
nice.
that brings us to like, I was like, oh shit, like I just got my first like job, and it like involves traveling all over. So I actually, two of my locations are like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and then Pittsburgh. So I get flown in to where she's at like
Yeah.
twice every 3 months.
Yeah.
On the company dime, and then I can actually like, you know,
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
just like find my own time to get up there as well. But then she tries to at least make a cruise down here, but
Yeah.
fucking flights are so
So you guys,
expensive.
you guys are currently good and together and
Yeah,
running strong right now.
running
How-
strong. It's been a fucking
Roller coaster.
Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say like
it's not easy.
I can't imagine being in a relationship that had that much distance between it. Like obviously, do you worry about her slipping, or she worries about you slipping? You know, like, or is that a thing? Or you guys just have a relationship where you don't even worry about that?
Yeah, I haven't really, I don't know, I guess I've never been worried about that with any of my partners. I guess I've definitely like cheated in the past,
Yeah.
but I feel like I'm in a place now
Yeah.
where, and I'm like way too honest to do that and
Right.
not tell my partner. So like all my partners that I was previously with like did learn
Mm-hmm.
that if that happened, which was just like one of them. But,
Yeah.
and
And
Yeah,
what about
now
her?
I don't-
Has she ever cheated on a boyfriend prior to you?
Alana,
Yeah.
the current, no, I don't think so. She's
Okay.
she's like very loyal. I don't know. I haven't ever like worried about it. I feel like we've been through so much together, and for her, because like
You
that
guys have been together how
space-
long? Like
For a year.
a year?
Yeah.
You met? How long have you known her?
So I've known her since last May.
Okay, gotcha.
And it started out like, you know, just flinging it. And then we were like, hey, like, let's be exclusive. So we were like exclusive, but still keeping it like pretty casual. So we never really like experienced those bumps in the road of like relationship stuff. But I was on the east side of the park, and she was on the west side. So we were like,
Oh, did she
crossed
work at the park?
the Continental Divide?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she worked at the park.
Yeah. So she worked there for
What-
6
I must have
months.
spaced out. I feel like, did I miss some shit, or am I asking the same questions, or am I asking
Pretty much.
new questions? I lost myself for a minute, but keep going. Yeah,
Yeah.
So that was,
Yeah,
I guess,
I
like,
met
how'd you
her
meet?
there, but she was also working there.
Okay, so what,
don't think I
But what
explained
brought
that well.
No, what brought her from Pittsburgh to Colorado to work there? Does she? I'm guessing she has the same vibe as you, just kind of like free spirited. Don't let time enslave you. Like just live your life type thing.
It's funny because no, she's
Really?
like very like analytical, like
I'm in love. I'm
study,
in love already.
like studied biology, and like it doesn't really. And she just found out that she liked being in the outdoors. Like she grew up in Philadelphia and then moved to Pittsburgh. Like she's only lived in cities.
Yeah.
She like didn't really explore much outside of that. But then, due to some life pressures,
she finally smelled grass and was like, oh,
she
wow.
went out. She smelled the fresh grass.
Yeah.
I was
Stopped
wondering
and
if she's
smelled
one of
the
those
rose.
girls locked up in that Ohio house for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
She finally got outside.
I was actually one of those
I
girls.
didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah. There's like 3 girls locked up for like 10, 15 years, something crazy.
So when I was locked up with
was just
them,
a
it was
joke.
about 15 years. Well, that's cool, man. All right. So my big thing that I still want to kind of hammer in there is like the trust thing, because I have always said I would love to tender a long-term relationship or like a long-distance relationship. And that could be someone in England, someone, in Colorado, or, just far away, because I feel that the bond actually is going to be a lot stronger than someone that you see all the time. So do you guys share locations?
We do.
You do. Okay.
We do.
So is that kind of a like that trust bond? Like, if let's just say, are you a good texter?
I'm all right.
Is she? Yeah.
She's a great texter.
She's a great.
It was like a
texter,
job
right,
interview.
right.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm all right.
Like I'm here and there, but like, dude, I'm like, whatever's in front of me is what I'm focused on. So if
Yeah.
I pull out my phone and she like responds right away, then I'll respond right away. But as soon as I put it down, it's like,
Do you guys
I'm gone
FaceTime
for,
a
like,
lot?
Hours.
Dude, I saw a TikTok on that, and they were saying that that's a red flag. But I'm like, dude, men and women are just different at texting.
We have fucking lives.
I'm like,
But-
if we were in the middle of like, so I did get like in the doghouse a little bit because we were in the middle of like a conversation that had like a starting point and an ending point, and in the middle of it, I just like, my family came into the living room, like my sister and my brother-in-law and my niece, and they were like, let's play Mario. And I was like, okay, and like set it down for like 2.5 hours. So we're just sitting there fucking playing Mario. And then I was like, oh shit. And then there was
Yeah.
like 8 messages waiting for me. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, here
So,
we go.
yeah,
But
I would
like
be
not
critical
like
of a lot
long messages.
Yeah.
It's like she's just like boom, boom, boom. Like, hi, you there? What's going on?
Oh, I'm gonna be so critical of her for a second. She shouldn't do that because the fact that, like, just for me, like, if I saw I'm having a conversation and then they didn't respond, like, my immediate reaction is just like, well, they may have read it and they're just like thinking, or they got busy, so I don't need to respond because I left that last question, which means that if that person is respectful, they will eventually answer. And if they don't for like the next, 3 days, obviously I know what's going on there, right? But when it comes to hello, hey, are you there?
Well,
Like, for
that's-
me as a guy, I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's
no
why
way.
I keep read receipts on. Like, if it still says delivered, then I haven't taken the time to go into your message and properly read it.
Do you have your
So I keep my read receipts, and I like
and you
left
read
my
it?
phone open.
I'm on her side now.
So yeah, so she was like, "Oh," and then when I pick it up, I don't really see her message except like the most recent one, and then I was like, "Oh, like what were we talking about?" And then I go in there, and there's like,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
but it was like it wasn't like, "Hey, you there?" It was like, so should we do this, this, and this when you come and visit? Because we were like talking about the next time I'm gonna come visit her because I'm gonna go in like mid-July here, like July 12th. I should have these dates down because if she listens to this and she's like, I've told you like 3 times.
No, that's fine. Just go read.
Yeah.
Just go read your text messages after this. Be like, yeah, I said the date right.
I think I did.
Whose
Feel
idea
confident.
was it to share locations?
Hers.
Did she have a reason, or if she just, how did she approach that?
She tries to be like mindful, which is like something that I'm working on still. Because I'll just like get
You're
off.
a guy, dude.
Yeah, I'll get I'll get done with something, and then I'm like, oh, like I want to call my baby, fucking pick up my phone, just give her a call.
Yeah.
And then
You
I'll
don't call her your baby, do you?
yeah,
Oh, you're so
my
cute.
baby.
You're so
and
cute.
I'll fucking give her a call, and then she'll be like, I'm working right now, and be like mad that I tried to call her, and then she's like, just like look at my location and see where I'm at, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
that's how girls think.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna look at your location and see if you're at work to determine if I'm gonna call you or not. And I'm like, yo,
But to me-
well, you put your
I was
phone
being
down
thoughtful,
you put
No,
your phone down.
I'm on your
I had
side.
good intention.
You put your phone down when family walks in the room and she's sitting there blasting messages. I mean,
Just look at my location. I'm at my
yeah,
family's
right.
house.
You look at my location. I'm with family.
Yeah.
But-
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but I live with like my fam, so
Oh,
so
so
you
you were
were
at
with
them.
home.
I'm
Oh,
at
okay.
home.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
And I think that's why I don't mind sharing locations with somebody, but also it's like the danger because you could get neurotic with that. Like, hey, he's not responding. Where is he? Oh, well, he told me he was off. Why is he at Jekyll and Hyde right now? It's like,
gives-
hey, I got called in. Like,
it gives me some sort of anxiety to share my location with anybody other than like my mom.
yeah.
I feel like I'm always being watched.
But do you think, Rain, that for their scenario, there's Chloe.
There's Chloe.
For their situation of Pittsburgh and Charlotte, North Carolina, that's acceptable? Because I'm on their relationship side. That I think that a location, like if I were to ever date somebody long distance, that trust will be built before we decide to be exclusive. But since we are so far and limited time to see each other, the location would help ease that. Doubt creeps in everybody's mind at times.
I mean, I'm not against it. I think it's more for one, I probably wouldn't have a relationship that was that far away, and then just because of
Yeah.
you
So
know.
there, it like because I also was like very hesitant about it.
Yeah.
Initially,
Nothing like I said, nothing against it. Like I'm not hating on or saying you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
I see things differently.
Yeah.
We all see things differently. But I think just not even being able in my mind to go down the path of dating somebody 8 hours away.
Dude, I want to date somebody 30 hours away.
I don't see the point,
I mean, I don't know. To
I mean,
me,
I can find a pen pal anywhere.
here's my
know?
problem. I'm romanticizing about like dating somebody who's like 30 hours away, and we have this strong connection like this one time we meet, or like we're chatting, and then it's just like, hey, I live here, and it's just like, okay, well, I'll make the effort to come out. Let's continue chatting. You try to make an effort to see me, and let's just build this bond that's not strictly sexual. That's not strictly, like we know that it's going to be hard, and the fact that we're able to go headfirst into the hardness, like we're diving headfirst into the shallow end. It's just like you. That's endearing to me. It's like, hey, she's willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take that risk. Let's see how this goes. Because that could actually build such a strong, healthy connection. Because now you both are secure within each other. Like, yeah, and I think that usually if someone shares their location and they live like 11 miles away, like, okay, now you're just trying to...
on the next road over.
Yeah, like now you're kind of like, yeah, you're just trying to keep tabs on me, so you don't trust me. So now I could see why you would have like that location problem.
Yeah.
But if you live, hours away, that's like, hey, I'm just making sure you're okay, because mindfulness, men aren't mindful. I'm never telling somebody, hey, just made it home okay. Like, who's gonna hurt? Like, can I get hurt?
Like I
Yes.
said,
will I? Most likely.
I don't care one way or the other, but I don't know.
I get it.
It's like I can't imagine a long distance relationship. I don't think I'm programmed
So-
that way.
Yeah,
So
I
what
think
would-
that like for me, like if I wouldn't have gotten like a career job and I would have just like been bartending and kind of like making like that, like now I'm like at a point where like I'm making enough money to like justify the traveling
Right.
too,
Yeah.
and like traveling there as well. But my job is also like not stuck in one place, so like we're already like making plans of like, oh, I'm gonna go stay with her for a month in like the month of September and just see if like how it goes,
I
like
see,
living
yeah.
together physically, and if we, because she wants to go to grad school at Chapel Hill.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. It's
So
right there
then
in Raleigh.
like we can go like move there, and it like really doesn't change a whole lot. And then I have family over near Raleigh in like Goldsboro,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
have family in Charlotte.
So you guys are
Nice.
just somehow naturally gravitating towards each other.
It's
Yeah.
like working out.
Yeah,
Nice.
So, but I will say,
I love how laid back you seem to be about the whole thing. Like you don't seem to really worry, and that's
well, initially I was like, well, fuck, dude. Like I'm having like this whole what was I gonna like self-identity like crisis? Like I was like, am I giving up too much of me to follow her here, even though it's only like 2.5 hours away, and it like doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It's
Yeah.
like in my head, my next like landing point was like Knoxville, Tennessee. That's like where my head was. So
Yeah.
now like that trajectory has like changed.
Right.
So initially I was like, damn, I gotta like sit down with this.
Yeah.
So I like sat down with it.
Well,
and-
I was gonna ask, like, what is your long term with her? Like, I'm sure you guys have discussed long term, but aside from your relationship, what is your long term goal in your life? What do you want?
Yeah, I want to go. So I just want to start like say my like goal is to start buying land slowly, and like on these pieces of land, like creating like food infrastructure. So like basically like a food forest concept, which is just like naturally like kind of almost like permaculture, where it like naturally like
Yeah.
reinforces its like naturally like reinforces itself. So it's like and then like start in one spot and then start doing that more and more and have all these like little like food forests essentially, and then start integrating that into like what do I want to say, like
Culture.
community,
Yeah,
like
culture.
like yeah, like cultivate like a community with it, like get the community involved. If I was like in low income places especially, like that'd be
Yeah.
awesome, because then I could have families
do you
and
have-
children come.
Do you have a name for your cult? Or I'm kidding. But yeah, no, that's a great idea, man. And does she have the same goals as you on that aspect?
No.
No.
What does she want?
She's gonna go do her own thing. Well, she's like a big writer.
Yeah.
So she's like right now she's doing grant writing is like her thing for a hospital in
Okay.
Washington, Pennsylvania, and so I think she wants to build on that, but ultimately she wants to be like a writer translator for to take like doctors' terms and put it into layman's terms that people can actually understand.
Oh,
So,
perfect. So what you want to get her master's in? Do you know?
public health.
Public health. Okay,
Public
cool.
health, yeah.
Cool. Well, all right. So you and Alana, long distance relationship, you're doing that. There's a good trust there. What are some of the hiccups, I think, other than 8 hours away? You know, there's really not any physical touch, quality time going in there. How do you guys keep that kind of connection through just texting and calling?
I guess just like strong communication, and
Right.
like, to be honest, I'm not the best at being like, I am not doing well right now, like with this,
Well,
you
you're a
know,
guy.
like
Yeah.
like oh shit, you know, like I like having these like sudden feelings of like, oh, like this isn't working for me, and then just jumping to the conclusion of, okay, it's time to jump ship.
Yeah.
Like I would say that's like one of the biggest hiccup for me, and then for her it's well, I guess I can't like completely identify that, but from my perspective,
Yeah. Hey,
it's like
just speak from your perspective.
yeah. From my perspective, it's like just lack of communication, and she does really enjoy being reminded that I love her and that I miss
Yeah.
her.
She likes
and
a lot of
that
reassurance.
She's cute, and that so
Is she
like,
cute?
and she is
Nice.
Yes, she
Hey,
is.
I hope she listens, because now that's the reassurance of a lifetime.
Can we see a
She's
picture
my
of her?
cutie.
Oh, whoa! I was gonna ask that question.
Were you really?
Oh yeah. If I was gonna do it off air, I was gonna be like, dude, is she hot? I was gonna be that bro.
I figured I'd go ahead and say it.
Thank you.
Why not?
Yeah,
I gotta get an image of Alana. All I can think of is Alanis Morissette right now.
that's
so-
Alanis, you dumb fuck.
That is Alanis. I was like,
She
we
was
don't have
just
as
in
many.
Charlotte too.
Really?
Yeah,
She was.
Yeah,
I might have
that's
gone to
funny.
that. That's I like her.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you, a little too ironic.
Dude, my dad had an Alanis Morissette cassette tape, and
Dude, my mom did too.
he wore that thing outside.
Wait, but was it Jagged Little Pill?
yeah,
Yeah,
that
dude,
was their
it's
best
actually-
album.
I would say that
I would
that's
say-
top 5
Wow.
best albums ever made.
She's really pretty.
Yeah, she's a little cutie.
You
Oh, yeah, man.
You got you a catch there.
and oh, she likes turquoise though.
What's wrong with my grandma likes turquoise? What's wrong with that?
I'm from
I-
Arizona, so
Yeah,
turquoise
it's
is
definitely like a it's definitely like a hey,
go to
I'm
sit
vegan.
down.
It's more of like I'm walking to a bar with a Marine, a CrossFitter, and a vegan, and you know that because all three of them are wearing turquoise, and they told you. Are you a vegan?
Chill Willie. Where said shit I came for the throne. Try and test me, I'm crushing your bones. We got bags of the loud getting flown. Police watching the spot like a drone. I just made me a rack off the phone. I'm just reaping the seeds that were sown. In the trap till my cover get blown. Serving ball off the ball like my home. Where said shit I came for the throne. Try and test me, I'm crushing your bones. We got bags of the loud getting flown. Police watching the spot like a drone. I just made me a rack off the phone. I'm just reaping the seeds that were sown. In the trap till my cover get blown. Serving ball out the ball like my home. Throwing ball out the ball like I'm brave.